I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I was questioning a doctor in a medical malpractice case, and the defense attorney was actually nice to me. He was polite. He was respectful. He was actually kind. And he actually said some nice things during the course of the deposition, which really blew my mind. You want to know what this is all about? Come join me for a walk near the marina as I share with you the answer to that question. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski, a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. All right, I was questioning a doctor who was an orthopedist in a medical malpractice case. And now, this was New Year's Eve, and I had the opportunity to question this doctor whom my client was suing among other doctors. And now, my goal when questioning this doctor in this pretrial process called the deposition, also known as an examination before trial, is not just to understand what the doctor did and why he did it, but to try and find out whether this doctor truly understands the medicine, whether this doctor has opinions about what occurred, whether this doctor understands the mechanism of injury. It becomes critically important to ask the doctor hypothetical questions that if my client's version of what occurred is believed and believed to be true, then explain to me how this type of injury occurred. At the very beginning, this attorney was actually very nice. He said hello, he introduced himself. We chatted briefly before starting the fact that this was New Year's Eve. He asked about my family, he asked how everybody in my firm was doing, and this was remarkable. So why do I say this is remarkable? It's because many of the defense attorneys that I encounter tend to be a bit standoffish. Now, what do I mean by that? When they are with their client, the doctor, and I am questioning the doctor, they don't want to seem overly friendly or buddy-buddy-ish or chummy with me as the plaintiff's attorney. They want to give the appearance that they are there and they're going to fight for their client and they're going to be nasty, they're going to be aggressive, they're going to do everything possible to oppose my claims and my arguments. And I understand that. I get that. But this attorney was different. This attorney was polite in front of his client. This attorney was being very pleasant with me. This attorney was being quite chatty with me. And now it didn't matter to him the fact that he was sitting next to his doctor client and the doctor was all dressed up in a suit and tie and we were also dressed up in suits and ties. That didn't bother him. What was interesting is that most defense attorneys take the position, you are my opponent and I'm going to treat you like an opponent and I have to be professional with you, so I'm going to be professional, but I don't have to like you. I don't have to chit-chat with you. I don't have to ask you about your family. I don't have to socialize with you. And again, I get that, and I totally understand that. However, this attorney was different. Now, here's a question to ask yourselves. Why do I think he was different? And I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why it works so well for him. This attorney is a senior partner in a very significant medical malpractice defense law firm in New York City. He is a veteran trial attorney. He knows exactly what needs to be done during the course of a lawsuit. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that this attorney, as polite as he was, as nice and as respectful as he was, he would do every single thing possible to stab a knife in me and my client's back at the time of trial. And do it with a smile. And that's what's most remarkable. So here, this attorney, in my opinion, is an excellent attorney. He knows exactly what he's doing, and the interesting thing is, there's no skin off his back to be nice and polite. There's no skin off his back whatsoever. Instead, he's being polite. He's being respectful. And you know what? He's being genuine about it. He is a genuinely nice person. And that's what's so remarkable that I do not encounter on a day-to-day basis with many other defense lawyers. And I think more lawyers should take that to heart and recognize that this is an important quality to have. And you don't need to be nasty and obnoxious in front of your client to show that you're a hard-hitting attorney, that you know exactly what you're doing, that you have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. It makes it so much nicer for the client, whether it's the doctor or my client, to understand that people can actually be pleasant and have opposing positions and stick to those positions and do everything possible legally to stick to those positions and fight for your client's rights. Fighting for your client's rights does not mean being nasty or obnoxious or being disrespectful. And that's something that a lot of younger attorneys don't realize, and that's something that I also didn't realize as a young attorney. I thought, well, hey, I'm growing up in this culture where you have to be nasty and obnoxious to your opponent, and I will share something with you. The very first law firm that I worked at as a defense attorney many, many years ago, they actually rewarded you. They encouraged you to have that type of outlook toward your opponent. And I never understood that. So why do I share this quick story with you? I share it with you just to open your eyes and explain to you how this one attorney made a deposition on New Year's Eve so much more pleasant and comfortable for his client that it was really remarkable. You know, I realize you're watching this video because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen in New York and you have not yet started a lawsuit but are thinking of doing so and still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.